All right. So a hermit. Oh, let's see your results. Okay, this one was a little difficult. Seems like we are getting back to the same problem as we had in the beginning. That is difficult. But it's just repeated questions, answers. So let's look at what we have. A hermit keeps gems in a hidden treasure. Isi nidhimhi money. Oh, that's actually wrong, right? Ah, okay. Manayo. Or money, right? Money or manayo. So there's a mistake. Somehow we didn't correct this in the previous test. How is that possible? It's the same thing. Okay, let's continue to see if there are more problems like that. The sickness of the belly oppresses the master's son. Patissaputtang kuchino vyadhi pileti. You will see this ino suffix for the genitive again and again and again in these questions. It's something that I'm asking here again and again. So whether it is patissa or adhipatissa doesn't really matter, because what matters is the declination of this word. Kuchissa, kuchino, kuchina, kuchiya, and only kuchino is correct. Then we get householders, kings, leaders. So here you need to be careful about these ascetics poets. So either it is asi kavi or kavi asi. And because asi are the ascetics, then only A or D could be correct. So then you continue and you can decide either udadhimhe or udadhiya. Udadhiya is something else. It is not a locative. We need a locative, and that's udadhimhe. Therefore, A is correct. Well, here saying A, it doesn't really make any sense because you have it jumbled, but the one with udadhimhe is correct. You carried birds for the king. Tumhe bhupalino sakune aharitha. So the point here is that the ino is used not only for the genitive, but also for the dative, okay, for giving, that it is the same thing. So did you bring the king's birds, or did you bring them for the king? So you will have to understand that from the context. So in the Pali texts, you will usually have a context which will help you to understand these ambiguities, double meanings. The sages sat on the tiger's island. Isayo deepino deepe nisidingsu. This may be a little bit difficult because it's made difficult, but deepasa would be if deepa is the first noun group. However, deepe is not the first noun group, it's a different group. So we need to decline it as deepe, as aggi. It's an aggi noun group. Therefore, when it is in genitive, like we had a little while ago with the kuchino, you see, kuchino in genitive is ends with ino, and similarly, you will get it in the deepino. If it is somebody's, somebody owns it, then it is ino, deepino. So all of these were different. Dipe, dipai, dipino, dipassa. Only this one is correct. The boy ascended a mountain, saw a tiger, ran away. So kumaro giring arohi deepang pasidhave. So what's the difference here in the word? For this, if you know the vocabulary, it's easy because deepa is an island, mani is a gem, yati is a stick, giri is a mountain. So if you just know that mountain is giri, you select this correct answer, kumaro giring. You don't even have to read the remaining thing. But if you were not sure about the word, you could continue and you could decide either this one, Deepang, which is an island. Deeping is a tiger, and Giring is a mountain. All of these three are actually declined correctly in the accusative form, except that they mean something else. So you would know that he saw a tiger. So a tiger as a noun group declined as aggi will be in accusative Deeping. Deepang would be an island, which is noun group 1, nara. So deepo, deepassa, naro, narassa. So he saw, I see. So then then we have actually here a problem, right? So it's not deepang, it is deeping. So here we have again a mistake. Very well. I wonder why didn't we find out previously? All right, let's see what else we have here. A leader stole a gem from me. Adipati is the same thing. Maya. So it can be either Maya, either this version or this one. They're different in this word, manang or mane. Because it is mane, noun group for aggi, there's only one option correct, and that's this one. Our monkeys ate your paddy. Amha kang kapayo, tumha kang vihing kadingsu. So as we already talked about, the mayang amhe, that means we. This noun, as soon as it comes to something else, the nominative, then the first, what would you call it? First case, as soon as it comes to something else than we, then it will always start by something else than M. It will never be starting by M. We is mayang only in the first case as nominative. As soon as it is something else, it is either it always starts by A or by something else, but not by M. So maino is a nonsense, and my is actually mine. Okay, mine, on me, literally on me, my. So amhakang is the correct version, or this one. So kapi or kapayo, that's the same thing, is correct. Tumhe tumhakang. Tumhe means you all. Tumhakang means of you. So it must be tumhakang. This version, this option is correct. My son left with the horse. Mama putto assena saddhin gacchi. So here, if you know the declination for assa, it is easier. Now, because assa is the first noun group, it should be relatively easy. So you have naro, narassa, and with the naro, as soon as it is saddhin with, so ablative case, then you need to use, you need to put the noun into the form ending by ena, asena. Whatever else is wrong. Asena would be if it was declined as aggi, but it is actually a saw horse, so it must be asena. And the last question, kapayo. Kapayo mang olo kaing sute mama aharang chore sungte dhaving su. So kapi kapayo is the same thing. Mang mamang is also the same thing. So what we are interested here is olo kaing su or olo kaim ha. Olo kaim ha means we watched. So if it was they watched, then it must be olo kaing su. So one of these two options. Te mama aharang or maya aharang. And this was a problem we were resolving during a past lecture. So mama or maya, both of them are grammatically correct, but they have a little bit different meaning. Mama aharang means a food that I own. Maya aharang means that they took the food that was very close to me. Whether it was mine or not, that is not implied here. So it could be food that is of my friend, and they took that food of my friend from me. But it was not my food. Mama aharang implies that I was the owner, and that's also mentioned in the English version. So only this version is correct. So we had two questions wrong from my side. I have already corrected them. So deeping as a tiger, and then deepino. And no, that was fine, but question number 1 was a problem. Isinidhimhi manayo tapeti. So we had here something else, and there we had here maning, which would be gem. But I'm asking you about gems. All right. So let's see if those were the problems. Interestingly, those questions where I had a mistake were answered the best by you. Can you see that? The question number 1, when I had a mistake, was answered correctly by everyone. And another question where I was wrong, which is number 6, was, no, that's 7. Okay. Number 6 was also answered by most of you pretty well. Okay. Question 7 was correct from my side. That's true. So, shall we do about that? Well, because you all answered the first one correctly, there's nothing to talk about. And number 6 also was answered pretty well. Let's see if this is, if you could really get wrong by any way. So we had here Deepang. So is there any other version that could be actually correct in any way? Well, you would probably get your correct answer right here after the first 2 words, because it is a mountain. There's nothing else. And so what is this similar to? You could have deeping. So could you choose this one as a correct answer rather than this one? Probably not, because here would be only one mistake, right? That means an island. But everything else would be correct. Saw and ran away, all is correct. Now, in this version, which you might have chosen, because deeping would be correct here, you have several mistakes. You have yatti, which is a stick and not a mountain. Ganhi is a totally different word, taking, and then pahari, that he gave a blow. So you see, this is 3 mistakes, whereas here would be only 1. You see? So indeed, the first option was the most correct because it contained the least differences from the English version. Otherwise, it's a totally different thing. Here he saw a mountain. So here we get how many mistakes? Deepang, Arohi is actually wrong, because Deepang would be an island. Getting is the second mistake. So these two, there are two differences. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. No, this one, Deepasa, is correct. So 3 differences, And here we have also 3 differences. So indeed, this version was the only one that was clearly the closest. So we do not have to make any changes, but I have made changes in case if we do this course again in the future. Let me make the changes also in the previous tests before I forget that. All right, so we'll have to update that. All right, so I think that's all. Anyone has any questions, any suggestions, any concerns?
I want to check question number 4, the spelling for the kings and then for the carry. I think for the king, it's not a pupalino. Should be D, right? It's not L.
What is the English sentence?
The king, let me check.
Sorry?
Let me
What is
check.
the English sentence?
Let me check again.
I have here one. You carried birds for the king.
Oh, yes, that one.
Yes.
I cannot find here.
So, what is the what do you suggest?
The spelling for pupalino and carry is pupatino, right? Tino. And
Bhupatino rather than Bhupalino. But isn't it Bhupala? Let me see. It is Bhupala. So you have Bhupala and Bhupati. Both of them are king. So you have the word king translated in different ways. In Pali language, actually, there are many words for king. If you look here at the very first lecture, very first exercise, you will see that there is a version with Bhupala. You see? Bhupala. Can you see that?
Yes.
So this is for the first noun group. Then you have another one for aggi noun group, and that's different. That's bhupati. Let me see.
So it should decline in the first conjugation, right? If
Bhupala. Aha. Aha. I think now I understand what you mean. Cannot find the bhupati.
Bhupati.
Bhupati. Here. Bhupati. Yes. So if it is bhupala and it's the first, then tumhe bhupalassa sakune. I see. Okay, very well. Thank you very much. Bhupalassa. Because it's the first noun group. Very well done.
And for the carry, it
Yes.
will be harita, right? Not the first one. If
It's the same. Whether it no aha means brought. You carried, but you're carrying them for the king. So you're bringing them for the king. Carry for someone is bringing it to them.
same.
So the real meaning is that you're bringing it to the king, right? So that's fine. That's correct.
Okay.
Do you agree with the suffix?
Yes.
That should be ittha. They are carrying it for the king. So the real meaning is that they're bringing it to the king. Otherwise, I'll have a grammatical problem. Because if I say you brought birds to the king, then, well, we could say that too. So that it's clear for the students. The king. Okay. But it's not Bhupalasa, right? It is Bhupalaya. Let me get that.
Can be both Bala, Bala.
Four,
Same.
2 or 4. Bhupalaya or Bhupalasa is still fine. Okay. Bhupalasa. All right. I'm updating that. As you can see, it's not so easy. Anything else? Anything more?
That's all from me.
So for next week, we can prepare 2 of the next 2 exercises, namely 8 and 9. All right. So we will then have, in the other week, we will have 10, but that will probably be as a new part of the course, because we will have, no, actually it goes very well. So we will have 9, our 9th week, we will be repeating 8 and 9. And during our 10th week, we'll be repeating chapter 10. So then by the end of this course portion, you will have well repeated and well learned chapters 10, the 10 chapters. All right. So it was a pleasure to see everybody, and see you next week. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you soon attain the eternal bliss of Nibbana.
Thank you. Sadhu.